Welcome back. Sorry for that. Didn't mean to have technical difficulties tonight. I'm back. Did you miss me? I was gone like 5 seconds. Another thing that we recently started in January is a new challenge. Let me share that with you. This is Leslie Ray's Scrappy Challenge, and this started last week on my new show, which is Leslie Ray's Scrappy Gig. And the new show is going to be every third Friday. Same regular time, and the challenge will be from that Thursday before the show to the next Friday. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mommy, I believe we decided that for the challenge, you can enter up to 4 items, because I'm doing 4 items a month. So you can do up to 4 items, 4 entries. And from that, I'll draw from random.org a goodie bag or a grab bag from the store. Is that what we decided, Mommy? A grab bag. So I'm not going to tell you what's in it, but it's from cutandpastememories.com. Sorry, my nose is itching. And I like grab bags too. And Mommy, I don't know if you've ever ordered from her, but you get what you ordered, and then you always get a freebie. It's always a goodie, and it's always cool. Some things that I've gotten in the past have been some really nice brads, or these little boxes that Maya Road makes they're empty. There's nothing in them, but they're really cool for all kinds of fun stuff. So anyway, that's what's going on. And yay, Amanda entered her layout. So get all your layouts in. Even though it's the end of the month, we don't pick until the Thursday before the show. So you have till the third Friday, or the third Thursday of the month, unless there's 4, and then you do the math. But I am picking it and announcing it at the next show. So, and then we'll send it out to you, and it'll be really cool. I'm very excited. I got another layout done. I posted that on my blog. You'll do it next time, Molly. Molly, you still have 3 weeks to get something into the drawing. The next Scrappy show is not till the third Friday of the month. So you have 3 weeks at least. The challenge is just a scrapbook right now. I put on the rules that there may sometimes we might add something. You can scrapbook up to 4 layouts. No more than 4 entries, please. Well, you can put more in there, but we're only going to pick 4. And, or pick from the first 4. So, scrapbook something, anything. So, get at least, if you do 1 layout, you have 1 entry. If you do 4 layouts, you have 4 entries. If you do 7 layouts, you have 4 entries. Got it? And so, yeah, Mommy, 4 more than you. And then we'll pick someone, random.org, and draw it. It does not have to be 12 by 12. It can be, like, if you do mini layouts, like if you do a 6x6 album, or you do a little scrappy album, you can, anything. Just scrapbook. I'm not going to be that picky. I'm not, just don't make it a card fab. It can be 8 by 8. Double layout is 1. Because it's still 1 layout. Because some of my layouts will be 1 page, and some will be 2. So that's why the last layout I just did, it was a 2-pager, but it's one entry. So always ask questions. Ask questions there on the post. There's a video for the first layout that I did, and there's, a couple of layouts there, and then there's the end links where you can enter. So 4 double layouts is 4. It's not 12. It's 4. 12. You're a funny boy. So I hope y'all play along. I think it'll be fun. I'm glad Mommy sweetened the deal by giving us grab bags each month, and that will be very, very cool. So, and we still have our Crafty Gig code for those of you who have not ordered anything yet. Mom is giving a percentage off with the Crafty Gig code in our store. I'll flip up a slide in a minute, or I'll go ahead and flip it up now. Can always get stuff at cutandpastememories.com, and she's who sponsors my stuff. So, please, 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 please use the code. Save yourself some money. It'll be good. This week, all of my friends who are not here, you lovely people, are all going away. They're all at CHA. And one of them is Miss Terri Sproul, and she has made a very cool new product that she is introducing, and it is called Terri Sproul's Mixers. And that is what we're going to use tonight. Some of these yummy, let me open it. Here we go. Some of these yummy, lovely, come on, mixers. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I know, right? Aren't these awesome? Yes. If you have not seen these, or if you have not seen her video, you need to see it. It's beautiful. There's so many beautiful colors. She has, let's see, these are the what they call the interference colors, and they look white here, right? But when you mix them on a dark color, they cast a hue that is not white. She has a lilac one, a green one, and a blue one right now in the collection. And so we're not using those because what I'm using doesn't need that kind of stuff. She has a beautiful silver that it looks silvery than it does here. She has this wonderful, wonderful, we're going to use this tonight, red satin. I've used a lot of red satin. I like the red satin. There we go. The red satin is what I used here. It may look better in this jar. The red satin is what I used to make the flames with on Will's layout that I made for the Sakura post. And look at the bronze. I can't decide if I want to use the bronze or the gold tonight. I'm really kind of partial to the gold. But there's the bronze. I'm going to get it out though. And then I showed you, the first one I showed you is a mica glitter. It's not glitter. It's a mica gold dust. It's kind of chunky. This one is finer and powderier. And it's just regular gold. No, it's not like Perfect Pearls. It doesn't have a binding agent in it, Molly. Perfect Pearls has a binding agent that makes it where all you do is just add some water. These are really shimmery micas. Something similar would be the Jacquard product, Pearl X. But these are even different than that. I have Pearl X, and I've played with them in the same way that I'm going to play with these tonight. And they act different. They don't act the same. Let's see. I showed you all of those, and I'm not using silver. Okay. These are Barbie legs. These are the Barbie parts from Decapitated Barbie. If you've seen my posts, you'll see them. These are new also. These weren't even in a package yet. These are steampunk gears that Sakura is bringing out. See, we got them before they were even in marked packaging. Very exciting. Yes. Well, tonight we're going to use, obviously, crystal lacquer. So I'm going to move this to the side. And we're going to use some more of the paper we were using the other night. The paper we were using is from Basic Gray from the Sugar Rush collection. And let me show you what I'm going to do. My train of thought is, I know I love Basic Gray. Okay. These are 12 by 12 pieces of acrylic. And they have the blue cover on them to help protect them. And these are a little bit thicker, I think, than the ones Mommy gets in her store. I think these were some that we got at convention one year, and I've just never used. But they're pretty thick. But it wouldn't have to be this thick. It's just what I had hanging out, right? So I want 4 of these. And what I'm going to do with them is I've taken a letter here. This is really big. Let me see if I can find my ruler so you can see how big it is on a ruler. It is, well, the outer dimension is 4.5 inches tall on this. What I did here was I went into my publisher program and I picked a letter out that I liked. And I knew I wanted a letter that had an outline. And this letter is out of the Creating Keepsakes lettering thing. This is from that collection. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what exactly the font is. I'll put that in there when I do my post. But I wanted to have a pattern paper and then cut it out and mount it. Okay. And then put it behind the glass and make a sign with it with some flowers or not flowers, with some hearts and stuff. So that is what we're going to work on. And we're going to make a sign for the front door. So are y'all ready? Are y'all having fun yet? Yay! And part of this, we're going to use Terri Sproul's mixers. Now, I started to cut, and then I had to run away to Tiny Tots, and I was telling everybody about that before I left. Tiny Tots is like a Teams of Tomorrow, I think is what TOTS stands for. And they learn some basketball handling skills. Keep in mind, they're all 5 and 6, and they're short. Fortunately, they had small basketballs to perform with. But it was very fun. And so we went and saw the big girls play basketball. The JV team played for us. And then at halftime, Sam and several of her classmates got on the court and dribbled balls and did a little performance. And I was very proud of her. She got up there and she wasn't shy at all and did a great job, and it was really fun. It is very cute. I did a video. I haven't looked at it to see how cute it was. But it was very fun, and watching all of them. I gotta say, some of those little kids have some crazy ball handling skills. But I don't know if you've ever watched girls basketball. I always like to watch girls basketball because they are so much rougher than the boys. I mean, like, they will take you out. And they have no problems doing it. Oh, they are tough. And so at one point, the girl from the other team was trying to block the ball from the girl from our team, and they got tangled up, and both of them went up in the air, and both of them landed on the floor, and it was, wow. You know they're going to have bruises tomorrow. You know they are. First half, both teams had already fouled 10 fouls each. Yeah. The boys just never play that rough. It's like the girls just don't. They just don't, you know, have a care about that. So, Dawn, are you streaming tomorrow? Hi, Vicky. We're cutting out letters, ladies. We're making a sign for the door. Now, the reason I'm cutting out on the outside of this line instead of on the inside of this line is because my mat is going to show through. Okay? Dawn, if you want to put a link in at any time, you don't have to wait to the end of the show. You could put a link in so people can catch it as to where you're going to be streaming and at what time. And Fab's show is at 11 Central on Sundays. And his Linktree room. Or Paper Mood. Yeah. What Molly said. And I think Fab went away from the screen for a minute. So if somebody wants to add Fab's link in for Sunday, please do. Because Fab will be featuring a hot off the press card or project. So, thanks, Dawn. All right, I'm going to keep this to the side. I'm not going to throw that away because there's lots of projects still to go with that. But I am going to glue this down real quick, I believe. Now, see, if I had gotten a little carried away and cut too close into the black, that would have been okay, because this black line will cover it. So that's going to be how those are. I think this is going to be really pretty. I'm excited. Yay! Well, one of the things that we finalized this week, it's been a very busy week. It's been busy creative-wise and planning-wise, as well as at work. It's like everybody's alive and awake and ready to go. So this week, several of us from the Odd Show finalized a scrapbook extravaganza for National Scrapbook Day on the 5th of May. And we're going to have tons of live demos. Many of our guest demoers are in the audience tonight. And then we have a couple who are not because they're on the way to CHA.
Mama, I finally got my gum.
Absolutely awesome. You know what? We're streaming right now. Sam went and got gum with her dad for a happy for having her awesome TOTS performance.
And show them what they look like.
No, ma'am. And so, in addition to myself and Fab and Amanda, we will be joined with, and guys, help me if I accidentally forget anybody, but we'll be joined by Dawn and Molly and Terri and Susan. Many of you may or may not know Susan. She's one of our teammates who is also EKSUD certified, as well as Terri is also EKSUD certified. That is like EK Success Scrapbook University. And then we might have a special photography spot by Mommy. Maybe. She hasn't 100% committed to that yet. And I'm trying to think who else. I know I have neglected somebody important. But
Daddy has gum too.
If anybody can think who that might be, please type it in the room really big so I can say it out loud. Because it is certainly not my intention to forget anybody, because I'm very excited with our lineup and the kinds of things we're going to be doing. So, and then, so, you know, in the middle of all of our scrappy challenges, you know, we'll have more challenges. Look, isn't that beautiful? The V. Okay, thank you, Dawn. So, I'm going to go ahead and start doing some stuff here on the V so it can get away off to the side and start drying. And then we'll get the O done and do it. I am going to use tonight the 3D crystal lacquer as my glue and also as my lacquer, for lack of a better word. Tonight, what am I making, Molly? I am making a sign for my door. I had commented a while back that I rarely make stuff for myself anymore. I make tons of things for the kids, you know, for doing their school costumes and all that kind of thing. And that's one of the things I got to work on this weekend is for the 100th day of school. Usually the school always has them bring 100 of something. But instead, this year for the 100th day of school, they're going to have them dressed like old people. Which sounds very funny. Very, very funny. And so I'll have to find the flyer. Actually, what I may do is post what the flyer says when I do Sam's costume. Because it's like, you know, a floral skirt, a scarf, you know, gray hair, rolled up pantyhose at the ankles. You know, it's hilarious. Okay. Let me move some of these patterns out of the way so you can see better. Alright. So here's my V. And what I want to do is I want to make this a little shinier. And I want to make it a little shinier, I think, with the gold. This gold. This is probably my favorite one, in case y'all were wondering what my favorite one is. And see, this one's a little bit different. Okay. This one is just kind of powdery, see? This one is shimmery. This is what they call gold dust. This one is gold dust. And this one right here, I think they're both in what she called the steampunk collection, along with some of the other metallics. But this one is just gold, whereas this one is gold dust. And I'm going to use the gold dust. So, and this is what I tend to use when I'm doing this, because this is an old gift card that is no more. And I'm going to use a paintbrush. Get a paintbrush out here. And I'm going to use this paintbrush that I forgot to clean out yesterday. It'll be fine for what we're doing, I think. And I'm going to put a dollop of stuff on here. Like this. Because I don't need it. And then I'm going to take some of the gold dust and take a dollop that I've just balanced on my brush. Okay. Now on my hand. I'm going to add that in. I'm going to do that a couple of times because I want it pretty glittery. Let me bring this up. So, and then when I mix it in, see how beautiful that is? Love it, love it, love it. And what I want to paint on is I want to bring this heart out. I like the green heart, but I want the heart to be gold. And because I want this to be still when I get to the last part, I'm going to go ahead and do this now so it can start drying. Because after I get this dry and get my parts cut out, I'm then going to take these and I'm going to put them behind the acrylic instead of on top of the acrylic. And then on top of the acrylic, I'm going to layer some more hearts. So I've added the gold on there. So what do y'all think? I may go back in with the red satin and go around those dots. I think that might be fun too. No, thank you, Sam. So there's that. And then I think I'm going to take the red. Thank you. There's one that I've worked on already. See, it still has gold stuck to it. We'll be fine with that. Gift cards make simple palettes. It's a great recycle project. Now, that will be plenty. What's neat also, if you're working with gift cards and you're working with a dark gift card, and you're using the interference with a dark gift card, you can actually see what color your interference is going to be. Just an interesting little side note. Okay, this is the pink, or the red rather, the red satin. And I think I want to go in and just kind of drop him onto here. So some of the things, guys, that I've got planned for February shows. My first crafty gig in February, I'm going to take some time to do some Valentine crafts. That will be the weekend before Valentine's, and so we'll have Valentine crafts. And then for my scrappy gig, I'm going to take that show and do scrapbooking with your rubber stamps. So here it is with the dots. And then so I'm just going to do that one little accent on that one, okay? Then for my next Scrappy Gig show, I'm going to do a show on hidden books, where you either remove stuff out of the book or you create a book that looks like a book, but really it's a hidey hole. So I'm going to do that for my next show. And then I guess going into March is when Sam and I are going to do a show on felting. Unless, of course, there's something else you'd rather see. Mommy, I think they're wanting you to get the 3D crystal lacquer in the store. so here's my O. Sorry. Will Hunter, go on. And I'm going to go around the inside of my O with a little bit of a black marker, just for good measure, I think. Here it is. Because the way I was cutting it, it left a little ridge of white. So the black marker will help hide that. Okay. And since I did that, I'm also going to go around this side too. That wasn't as noticeable on the V as it is on this one for whatever reason. But there you go. This one, it was really obvious that there was stuff. Mommy telling you everything she gets for free. I've gotten some rather cool things for free too. I love Staples Rewards. I use Staples Rewards to buy my video camera. My Logitech I got for free with my Staples Rewards. I used it to buy a new sound system for our computer. The old one we had had no life left, and so I got a new stereo system with woofer. The Easter Bunny got stuff too. Shh. And I got a label machine and just different stuff. So here's the O for oh my goodness. And okay, this is a non-traditional thing to clean your brushes with, but because I let my brush sit there for a minute, I'm going to use it. It is nail polish remover, and so it will break up the crystal lacquer that's on there. So I've also found that this works beautifully for getting even extreme glitter out of a brush. It worked really well for getting that out of a brush the other night. I had a brush that was just a really kind of a crappy brush. It wasn't meant for multi-use, and I was doing my project and left it aside, and accidentally the stuff got all dry on it, and I thought while I was cleaning out another brush that I had used earlier that I would check out and see if it worked as well for getting the glitter brush clean, and it did. It was awesome. I still have chocolate cupcakes in the refrigerator. We could stick one in a box and mail it to him. I left a little bit of green around the edge because I'm going to go back around it with some red. just in case y'all were wondering. Thank you, Molly. I think it's pretty too. I really like how these blend so well. Like I said, I had used the Jacquard product with crystal lacquer when I was working on something, and it just didn't have the same mixing power as this does. I think this is just a finer ground mica, and it's just really, really nice. I really love how it looks. Where did I get my letters? Cheryl, I used my program to print my publisher program. You could do it in Word also. And what I did is I have an old CD of creating keepsakes letters, but you could also, and what I'll do is I'll put a list of some links to some free chunky letters. I used one of the Creating Keepsakes letters that had a shadow behind it, so I could layer it. But what I can do, I'm going to give y'all a couple links because, like, defont.com has a bunch of letters that could be used very easily to accomplish the same thing. I just like having the matte. So, and I can't remember off the top of my head without opening that up and looking at it. But it was one of the CK letters on there. I love defont.com. I can go over there, and if I'm late putting this post up for y'all this week, it's because I got lost at defont.com and have been downloading fonts instead of writing my post. I think I'm going to pull this out to that white line around that heart instead. And these are really nice. They paint on so pretty. They make a real nice, pretty paint. I see up there on the top of that, I did go to it, and down here I did not. It was looking kind of strange to me. And I've been kind of generous in how I mixed the red in there. Obviously, the less you mix, the more transparent it becomes. I like it looking this kind of opaque-ish color. And that's the red satin and the gold dust is what I'm using right now. So.
Let's go play with me with this game.
Bubba. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside over by my V. My V has gone away. Oh, here's my V. My V and my O are going to dry. Need to move those over here. I'm surprised, folks, that I did not put my hand in my V. I totally should have done that because I was not paying attention. Okay, and then I've changed the inside because my idea was to have them like this. So I've changed my inside. So my LO, let's see, LO, and then you can't see the V. It's up here. Trust me, there's a V and an E. Now what I did when I did these is also, I very specifically wanted my E, and let's cut him out next. I wanted my E to be lowercase. And so this one I had to make a lot bigger point size than the rest of the letters, because the rest of the letters are uppercase too, but that one is uppercase, or is lowercase, so I had to make him bigger. So like for this 6-inch square that I want to put these on, the L and the O and the V were like a well, no, not 500. They were like 400 point, whereas the E I had to make 500 point or 550 point, maybe 525, something like that. I'll look and I'll give you all the dimensions that I used. And if I find the actual letters in the freeware stuff, I'll pass them along too. But if not, I'll show you some other letters because, like I said, I love fonts, and you can do this with any font. One of my favorite digi sites, of course, besides Amanda's and Digital Delights, which are the two digi sites that I actually do design team work for, is Nikki's site called Melonheads Illustrating. And she has some really cute designs, but she also has a bunch of lettering type things that she does. And her letterings are so cute. And she has chunky letters like this. And lately she's been doing a bunch of different things with her chunky letters. She's added some stripes and dots to a set. And then another set she's made into animal prints. Hey guys. SB Artist, in case y'all were wondering, is the Susan that we mentioned earlier in the stream. And of course Raven is Raven. She's supposed to go flying tomorrow. So Susan, what you got to tell us is, in first class, does someone come by and offer you a hot towel and warm nuts? Because that's like one of my favorite Will and Grace episodes, is them traveling on Karen's private jet, and Rosario comes by and offers everybody a hot towel and warm nuts, and everybody giggles because it's funny. Did we lose Miss Sandy? Did she go to Night Night Land? Sandy's also over in the UK and should be napping. But she stayed up for me tonight, which was so sweet. My husband just said, there's no sleeping at Crafty Gig. Susan may be sleeping with her iPod with her headphones in. So, you never know. My friend Sandy, also Fabulous Fab is also from the UK, but Sandy Jones is also UK. And Molly, sounds like Molly should be from UK, but Molly's from Texas. So, I'm going around the edge of the letter to cover up the white of the core. Can you see? There's white there. You can kind of see. Wow, Susan, I'm impressed. Susan has been mentioning that Amanda and I stream past her bedtime. And that she tries to watch us, but she falls asleep with her iPad on her lap and her headphones on. So we are quite honored to have Susan here. She's probably too excited to go to CHA that she can't sleep, so that's probably why we have her. Last time I talked to Susan this morning, she was ripping pages out of her books to go to take the pages to get signed by all of her favorite people. And she was going to glue them back into the books when she got home. It's because you are weird, Dawn, but we love you anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, you're still sneezy. Yes, we have all kinds of representation here from across the world. I'm very excited. I was very surprised this week. There are some people in the Zentangle world that I think are utterly amazing. There's no way to put it. I mean, they're just phenomenal. And last year when I started doing Zentangle with Laura Harms's challenges, I would just have to go almost every day and stalk this lady's website to see what she had done, because she is amazing. And so I thought, surely she's gonna like start freaking out that this person keeps coming in commenting on all her stuff, right? Well, anyway, since she has joined some design teams that I am not directly related with, but because of a co-team blog hop that's coming up on the 1st, I am related with. And so she's coming up on that, and I'm like, yay, I get to see this, being a thing with this person, and I'm so excited. Well, oh my goodness, if she didn't return the same degree of stalkerism enthusiasm. And I was like, no kidding. Oh my goodness. She loves me. I love her. It's awesome. So, L for love. Amore. Okay, gotta glue that down. What's the matter, Molly? I know, we love each other. Isn't that great? I was so excited. I was, because I don't know about y'all, but, there's some artists and stuff that I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And then there's some like, oh my God, can I sit by you and breathe by you? And can your coolness rub off on me? And yeah, she's one of those, because, I mean, her tangles are amazing. And, I mean, wow. Just wow. How does she do it type of a person? What? How does who do it? And so, I mean, that we were kind of a mutual admiration society going on. I was just amazed. So, I was like, oh, she likes me. I like her. Wow. How cool is that? Add every 5 minutes. I've Zentangled with you, Fab. Okay. This one only has a part of a heart up here. I don't want to do that. I may leave the L alone. Oh, I know. Let's paint the Amore. Let's paint that. Yeah, let's paint that. Never mind. I'm painting the Amore. Do y'all want to paint the Amore with me? Let's paint the Amore. So, in a trance, Molly. He kept telling me he couldn't Zentangle, and the very first demo I did for Zentangling, he did absolutely excellent. I tried to tell people that everybody can Zentangle. All you have to do is try. And he's like, yeah. And so I had him drawing little tangles in no time. Zentangling is so relaxing. And that's why I have the little squares in my journal. Is one, it reminds me to do my Laura Harms challenge, but also because it's just a relaxing point for me. And I can relax and Zentangle, and my book is with me wherever I go. So I can, if I'm sitting, I can just do it. Oh my goodness, is Sam good at it. She has done some amazing drawings with Zentangle. And where she Zentangles the dress of the princess. It's just, they are very cool. So, all right, Molly. Okay, Dawn. What are you painting, Dawn, before you go far away? I'm painting the word Amore, Sam. Sam, do you have that drawing you just did yesterday? With the doll and all the doodles in her dress? Is that in the living room? What are you making backgrounds for? Are you doing some special stuff for your husband, or is this for tomorrow and I need to just show up and wait my turn? Sorry, I'm holding my mouth right to paint, guys. You're altering an old textbook? How cool. What's the name of the textbook?
I did my basketball tonight.
I told them about your basketball, Sam.
No, because of my boyfriend.
You freaked out because of your boyfriend? Oh, she didn't freak out. She did great.
Named Anthony.
Amor. Only 2 books? Well, then you should be able to fit 2 in your luggage without ripping their little pages out. Right? Right. I think so. Possibly from the 60s. Cool. Well, of course you don't want to tear up Claudine's book. And you don't want to tear up the man's book either. Look what I found while I was getting my stuff together. Remember? I know, isn't that awesome? Yes, my friends sat and waited for him to make this. Well, he told me all kinds of really cool stories. Very, very, very approachable gentleman. Very nice. Okay, so as you see, my E is a fun E because I wanted it to be that way. There's lots of new fun stuff I want. So far, I haven't seen much of anything. Fab put up an article about the top 20 new items, and they weren't as cool as some of the other stuff I've seen coming out that it's going to be at CHA. There's some way cooler stuff in my opinion. So I was kind of like, you know. But I guess maybe because I have some designers and some product lines that I really follow, and I get really excited about their new products coming out. So, you know, I can't wait to see what some of the companies that I designed for come out with. Well, I mean, we know what Miss Terri Sproul is coming out with, so. Or Sproul. How do we say that, guys? Does anybody remember? Maybe it's Sproul. I bet it's Sproul. So. And then... well, see, you don't even have to carry his books. So. Oh, yeah. It'd be cool to see what Mold Putty is coming out with. I can't wait. We're working on a project for my son for science this weekend, and we're going to use some of the clear cast in it to make like water. That's going to be really cool. It's kind of a crafty kind of weekend. So we have the E, and probably paint Amori again there. I know, there's so many neat things you can do with these products. And I know, like, these mixers, these would be great in doing modeling stuff, too. Yeah, with the different metals and stuff that there are. The whole steampunk set and things. I know. Susan sent her brain in a jar. That was you, wasn't it, Susan? Well, you did cool stuff on your own. Your pearls are very cool. I ended up not getting my mold putty stuff there. Because when she shortened the time that we needed it to be there, that just freaked with my mojo and getting everything where it needed to be. And everybody knows I'm shipping challenged, so. And work has been crazy awesome. We've had so many people since the new year wanting to travel. And, I mean, like, it's like Deidre and I both have customers in front of us. The phone is ringing, and we have, you know, a notebook full of people that we need to call back. And it's just insane. And that's a good thing. I'm not going to complain. Not complaining at all. It's just insane how busy we are. And, I know. It's just awesome. So, it's easier to cut this little piece of an E out with my Excel craft blade than it is to try to cut that with a pair of scissors. Of course, I didn't cut it all the way through, so there we go. Alright. Let's see. Oh, y'all, my house smells yummy. My husband is making some chili, and oh, it smells so good. Are we in Fab's bed? Ooh. I've heard about those crafters that like to watch craft shows in their bed with their iPods. It's a crafty sleepover, that's right. I'm wearing my Holy Scrap shirt. Okay. Oh, thanks, Susan. It's just the white was garish. I might have to carefully go over it. The one letter that I didn't go over, I may have to go over here in a minute. And it's on the card already, so could be entertaining. This makes a really neat lacquer. Oh, thanks, Jen. That would be fun to do demos at CHA. What's fun is one time I organized a big, huge, scrapbooking event. Only it was live. We had a crop, we had teachers, we had vendors. It was really cool. And Mom hadn't had her store going for very long. And so she came and she had stuff. And I had created a make and take because we had asked the vendors to all have make and takes available for people to do at the scrapbook thing. And so my dad was the one who was responsible for the make and take, and because Mom was busy selling, right? And so Daddy did the make and take, and he did excellent. He showed him. We were demoing this crazy tool for popping in eyelets and cutting holes, and literally you pop it. I don't even know if I have mine anymore, but you pull it up and it snaps and it cuts the hole and all this. It was crazy. And and so he had a good time doing that demo. I don't know. It's been ingrained in her. Yeah. If I don't pay attention to detail, Mom goes, you know. No, this was an event here. I used to be a officer in an organization called Busy Bees here in Stephenville, and we had a scrapbooking extravaganza, and we had it the weekend before scrapbook weekend, so you could go to scrapbook weekend also go shopping and do all the shopping for National Scrapbook Weekend. Also, it allowed all the vendors, because we have a teacher supply store here in town, and it allowed those vendors to be here with us, as well as, you know, have their scrapbooking event. And so Mommy came down with her store, and I taught I taught three classes, actually. I taught an altered tag class, which was a whole lot of fun. And we made a little altered tag book. And then I taught a quilling class, and that was also a lot of fun. And I had 2 2-hour classes, and then the last 1-hour class was the quilling class. And I finished that class and helped my mom get her stuff packed up and whatnot, and I sat there and went buh for the rest of the day, because oy vey, that was huge. But we had a raffle. We made money on that. It was a lot of fun. And but I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed every part of it, and I enjoyed it being over. we took over the senior center here in town and used every square inch of it. And I've never worked so hard, but it was a lot of fun. So when I say I like to do event planning, I like to do event planning. I like to plan big, giant, gnarly events. We all had t-shirts. It was cool. But at that, my dad did the demoing, and it was a lot of fun. He was demoing before, it was cool for men to demo. Yes, Molly, I do like to plan events. Do you have something in mind? What I'd really like to plan, if y'all really want to know the truth, when I first started this job that I do at Cowboy Way Travel, my boss said, you should get a group together and do a scrapbook thing. Yeah, that would be cool. No, really, you should do that. Okay. And the more I think about it, the more I think it would be a lot of fun. You know, we could do a small one or something like that. And get ourselves, you know, a little cruise. You know, those ones with the big names sell way out, way fast. We wouldn't have to worry about that. We're not the big names. We don't have to sell out the ship. You know, just do 8 cabins. 16 maybe. And we could scrapbook and go someplace fun. So, what do y'all think? And drink. Well, Amanda, see, the thing is, on the ship, we don't get to drink. If we want to really, you know, drink effectively for this, we need to go to an all-inclusive resort. Cool. So are you going? I mean, they're starting to have more and more night fab. They're starting to have more and more what they call drink cards, which I accidentally referred to while my customer was sitting there the other day as an alcoholic card. but drink cards. And they're for the alcoholic drinks, not just the sodas. And like I know for Royal, you can get a $50 worth of card for $50. And if you got for $95, you get $100 worth of alcohol. And for $250, you get a for $225, you get a $250 card worth of alcohol. And the neat thing about this is you don't have to sign every time. They just swipe your card. So, you know. Oh, Alaskan cruise. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The Alaskan cruises are phenomenal. Everybody that has ever gone on an Alaskan cruise loves it. I hear nothing but rave reviews about Alaskan cruise. I mean, occasionally you get someone go on a Caribbean cruise in the dead of winter and they're like, oh, it was choppy on the way out. Well, yes, crossing the Gulf can be choppy from time to time. Or whatever, or, you know, oh, I hated Jamaica, or, you know, because they went on a cruise and they stopped off and someone sent them, you know, to the straw market and they were bombarded with people trying to sell them all their trinkets. But anybody goes to Alaska, they're like, oh my God, it was so beautiful and, you know, I want to go back and it's just gorgeous up there and everything is perfect and, you know, you never hear, you know, there's, you know, my favorite is there's Mexican people in Mexico. What? Yeah. That's where they live, you know. It's like, really? I don't know. Or that they're killing people in Mexico. Okay, folks. I live in Central Texas. It's about 300 miles to the border. 350. Okay? That is where the problems are. 350 miles away from where I live today. Where I'm sending you to Cancun, Riviera Maya, is approximately 1,800 miles away. That's kind of like saying we're not going to Chicago because they're having riots in Los Angeles. Use a map. Use your common sense. Now, see, Dawn, I would not send you to Mazatlan. There are places that, because of safety issues, I would not send you. I'm just saying. But it's my job to know where to go. Because I want to send you someplace that you're going to have a fab time. And you're going to want to go again. And I want you to be my customer for life. Not my customer for right now. So, add a little shimmer to my hearts. I really want to go to several places down in the Riviera Maya. There are some gorgeous ruins and eco parks and things that are just awesome. Well, thank you, Dawn. I like to think. Yes, Cabo is nice and Cabo is safe. I would send you to Cabo. I would definitely send you to Ocho Rios and Negril. You know, I'd definitely send you to Cozumel and Costa Maya and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we have our letters done. Yes, we have that. Yeah, see, I need to go over the V. Let me see if I can do this without coloring everything. I didn't do the V. I should have done the V. Alright, everybody, hold your breath and hold your mouth right. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, definitely Chichen Itza. Oh, yes, Gaston's is beautiful, Mama. Gaston's is where I went on my honeymoon and loved it. Little salmon pink cabins in the woods. Very romantic. Trout fishing. They have amazing wildlife there. I'm a fan of Gaston's, and they had all fall pictures of their eagles that they have, that are naturally growing up there. Beautiful, beautiful birds. But like I was saying, work has been crazy. Everybody is ready to go. In the 4 years that I've been here, it has never been that busy. And I was talking to Deidre, and she said this is what it used to be after Christmas. And then when school came back, it would get even busier. And we haven't seen that traffic yet because it's just like been the first week or so of school. So I imagine that's going to pick up. But yeah, it's been great. And we've already got summer group going for Texas music. I think they're going to Puerto Rico this year. So, no, not Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic this year. So that's going to be really cool. And I think they're going to do another fall trip to either Scotland or Ireland. That's where we have some artists that go. Yes. It's my 20th anniversary this year, Susan. And Bill and I haven't really decided what we want to do. I think we've decided we definitely, whatever we want to do, we want to do it with the kids. But, yeah, they are. The lacquer dots are already dry. I forgot to go around my V, so I'm barely hitting it with the pen so that it's not so that white doesn't show, because it's bugging me. It may not bug anybody else. And nobody else is going to just walk up to my door and go, you know, that would be really great, but the white edge is just hideous. And you did them on all the other letters, but you didn't do it on the V. And it's so obvious. So, but I will know. All of you will know. Yeah, I know, right, Don? Darn white V. You know, it may stop traffic across the street. You never know. Okay, so here's my, what is this? This is my E, the dot. And when you look at them all together, you think, oh, she put the pinks in the middle. Oh, weird. How strange is that? Right? There's the L. But what I want it to do, in actuality, let me move my little gifty cards out of the way. I want it to do this. So see, I was thinking ahead, guys. Right? So now what I want to do, so I've got those all nice and done. I want to Thomas Kincaid Gallery. Yes, you can breathe now. Sorry, Susan. Please breathe now, Susan. I know, right? It's going to look even better in a square and behind. Isn't that cool? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one at a time, okay? So, not to get too far ahead of myself. And, see, now that this is dry, look. Whoa, touching it. Touching it. Okay. I'm going to put the lacquer on here. And I don't want to get too carried away because I don't want it to ooze too much over the letter when I put it down. But I want it to have just the right amount of ooze to cover it. Does that make sense? Because I want it to sit flat and nice and be beautiful and all that jazz. Let's see. That's clean. Good. So, and I'm just kind of, especially in these spots here by the edge of my paper, I'm just kind of smooshing that out, because if I don't, where it's puddled up, it will just ooze. Like I said, I don't want it to ooze all over my glass. I want it to stick to my glass. So, I expect a little bit of ooze. Don't want a lot of ooze. because this is 3D lacquer, and the 3D lacquer will be an ooze that's three-dimensional. You don't want three-dimensional ooze. Thanks, Dawn. So, fixing to stick this puppy down. So, alright, so I've gone around the edge here. It's going to stick, not too bad. I'm going to center it on my square a little bit. This doesn't have to be completely centered. And the reason it doesn't have to be completely centered is because, you know, I like it to have some whimsy. We call that whimsy. So that's under here, under its glass. And what I'm going to do to put it together, I'm going to finish getting these glued on for you. I'm going to show some stuff I want to do to the top. But what I'm going to do to put together is I'm going to do holes here, here, and here to, you know, put little, well, actually they're bigger. They're not little. Some big jump rings in these corners here. So this will all be, it'll kind of go like this, you know, but not like this, but kind of, you know, like this, because they'll be together. And then what I'll do is this corner and then the corner of the O will be my connecting ribbon. But so this, and see, you can tell where it's lifted right here. You see kind of like a lift. So if you sit and you squish it and mush it down or go around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around this edge like this. And you could use a burnishing tool if you wanted to. Or just, you know, the end of a pencil or a pen. I'm going to use the end of a pen. And just kind of remind that that's where that wants to go, is down. And I like going around it with a pen like this or something with a fat end on it. I'll show you in just a minute how it looks burnished on the back of the letter. And also, since this is going to hang on my door, with it having the plastic on the front, it's going to give it a little more weatherproofing, you know. But you can see, I mean, this is a column paper anyway, so it's got some dimension to the paper. But there we go. Can you see kind of how it's poofy a little bit? You can kind of see like right here is the edge, right there. And then there it is getting stuck down. It's being stuck down with the lacquer. I used the lacquer. Yes, I could have used the gift cards that I have now stuck my elbow in. But I love that. Isn't that awesome? And if I wanted to, I could come back and put other, you know, punchies or whatever behind it, you know, or a doily or a piece of lace. I think right now I want to leave it clear, and that might change a little. Right here, where this has oozed out, I don't know if you can see it right there. There's some ooze on the back side of my glass. You can barely see it, but it's right there. And right here in this corner. I'm going to let that dry and then flake it off with my X-Acto so that it's not, I don't want to smear it further. We'll let it dry, then I'll come in and just barely pop it up and it'll come off. It'll be fine. Or use some, I don't want to use the fingernail polish remover on it because that will eat the plastic. So, you could do the same technique on a skinnier piece of clear, but not as bad. Good night, Susan. Please be very careful on the plane tomorrow. Have fun. Give Terri a virtual hug for us all, because you'll see her in reality. Oh, and look at the Amore. Tell her I thought about her tonight and used her toys. Oops, let's see. Put that under there so you can see them more. And so you can see the shimmer and then more. So, love that. So, let's get our next one. I think Susan's going to be demoing too. So that will be so cool. Or she's going with the store. So here's this. This is dry to the touch. This was the last one we did. And the hearts are dry to the touch. Yay! I love updates via Facebook. Take pictures of like Go Fab stuff is over at oh shoot. Amanda, what's the name of that booth? Help me. Grant Studios. Fab stuff is over at Grant Studios. Ask Terri, or remind her, she said she would do it, to grab something of Amanda's and something of mine, and then go over to Grant Studios and put a picture of us three together. It'll be like we're there together. Okay? I know we're silly, but we wanted this. Terri said she'd do it for us, but she may forget because she's, you know, going to be so busy playing with her new product. I'm so proud of her. And what's even more fun is, you know, getting to play with it first thing. I've used this on a lot on just paper projects. But I've also used this on the Delight version of paper clay. And I've used this on wood and metal also, and glass. It's just really awesome how it works. There we go. So, and there's a more again behind the glass. And then, see if I can get the tip of the E where you can see back here is one of the hearts that I did. So, and I have stuff on my fingers, so it's smushed on my glass. So, if you have super spit, you can lick your finger and wipe it off. So see, these will be directly across from each other. Like that. And then, next. Thank you. I think it's very pretty too. I'm very excited. Like I said, normally stuff like, you know, my own door, I just haven't in the past spent a whole lot of time being decorative, and you'd still be cutting out letters. That's why I did big letters, Molly. Notice how big the letters were. They were not small letters. They were giant letters. Okay. And this is the last weekend of the month. I know Will is planning on getting a stream in this weekend. I don't know if he's gonna go early before Dawn's stream, like early. I didn't think to mention it to Fab. I know he'd want Fab there. So he might possibly be doing it for Sunday afternoon after Fab. I bet. If I had to bet money, I would bet that's what he's doing. I know he wanted to do some drawing. So if y'all... He likes to, for his EK friends... EK? His UK friends... Gee, I wonder what I'm thinking about. He likes to do his streams earlier on the weekends so that they have an opportunity to come. Not that, you know, we want Dawn to have to wake up before her time, but, you know. So. And see how nice, because it just went right over that. That's all nice and dry. Don't have to worry about that anymore. So, this one I got a little extra stuff on it, so I know it's going to ooze a little. Like I said, if you have super spit, you can get that off pretty quickly. I know that one's going to ooze right there. I can just look at it and tell the bee's going to ooze. Last week was pretty late. Oh, you can get up pretty early? Okay. Well, you know. My brain doesn't go to bed until much later. And lately it's been on overload. I mean, you know, think of all the things I bombarded you with. Thank you. I thought he was very good. We got a call from the person who's in charge of the 4-H group and said, bring your guys down here, and she asked for Will to come down. So I really like this, guys. Oh, wow. You shouldn't be so rough with your equipment, Dawn. And then here's my last one. And then I'll grab the L back and show you kind of what I had in mind for finishing off. And then I'll let y'all go back to your regularly scheduled programming as to what. And I'll show the finished product on my blog, because I want to get this finished to put up on my door. Okay, so here's my O. So here's the O. Love the O. That's so much fun. So let's see, L-O-V. I'm going to kind of hang them over each other so you can kind of see. Here's the E. Yay! Yay! I love it. This is my Vanna. Voila. Isn't that cool? I'm very pleased. Very pleased. So let me move these out of the way so they can finish doing their drying. But what I was going to do to help decorate them is I'm going to, with my punches, do some hearts and some stuff. It'd be cool if I could get some of the words and some of these kind of cut into the heart. Definitely some of this fun color. Did y'all see my post today with my Santa? I love that Santa. That turned out really cool. Okay, some of these. Here's another one of these. And some more of these. Oh, Molly, you're still here, right? Okay. All right. So, you know those bottles of glitter that you sent me, Molly, those jars of glitter. The bling weekend, last weekend, the entire bottle of pink gone. Entire. So, anyway, I can do some of these on the front. Okay. Or here. Some could go, if I wanted to, behind. Okay. Putting them on the same way as I did this with the crystal lacquer. You know, could have some, and this is what's fun, is you could have some in front. Oh, here's one. I was trying to find something of a different color. Here we go. Have it like that, or one is in front, and you know, you see the piece underneath. Yeah, I think this is bugging me too. But, you know, have it layered, you know. I think it'd be fun. Might even glitter some. Shh. But definitely, I haven't decided yet. I may or may not, when I get it together, decide if I want to put just a little bit, just ever so lightly, on the edge here, some crystal lacquer, and do some glitter on it. Let me show you what that would look like, because, like I said, I'm not certain I want to do it. But I do have extras of these, because I bought a bunch of them at this convention. But anyway, what I'm talking about is taking some lacquer. In fact, I'm just going to use this as a place to stick. Yeah, there we go. But go along the edge. You see where I'm doing that? I know, I like the hearts. I like the hearts just kind of floating on the glass. I think that's kind of cool. But, there we go, almost there. Alright, now, I think the shimmer pearl that looks kind of like a white glitter would be fun for this kind of application. I'm going to pour some just right there, because this is what my idea is to just kind of tap it on the edge. But see how that adds that little bit of sparkle right there? Let's see if I can bring that in. No, Jen, I got these. This is plexiglass, and I got these at convention. They were already pre-cut. There was I got some 12 by 12 and 6 by 6, and no, this is not plexiglass. This is sorry. Oh shoot. It's not plexiglass. Or maybe it is a type of plexiglass, but it's acrylic. That's what I'm trying to come up with. And there was a booth. The lady who does Zutter stuff had a booth, and she was selling this. But, you know, that might be just the neat edge. And, you know, after it dries, come back with a brush, of course, to get the residue off. But just have that edge, or even do it in gold. But I really that's kind of a fun look on the edge. I may go down the side with gold too, just to see if I like the gold better. But I don't know. That may be just the final touch on the edge of those that it might need. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. Let me get the powder back in its hole. Everybody, hold your mouth right. Here we go. So, watch our Facebook pages and our walls. We'll be announcing more as things get rolling. We'll have our slide up this weekend of the for the blog. Not the blog. The scrapbook show. And of course, I'll be announcing more on the other stuff. So. Okay, there's a lady on Etsy that does something kind of like this, and she sells, wow, for $70. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm coming up. First, let me say, holy scrap to that. But $70? Are you kidding me? Well, guys, go to the dollar store and get frames, simple frames. And you can do the same thing if you wanted to use glass, or even Walmart. You can get $2 frames. And just do the letter on the glass. And then instead of putting the backing back on the frame, if you wanted frames, you know what I'm saying? Just stick some putty in there to hold it. Or hot glue the damn thing. I mean, the darn thing in. Sorry. The darn thing on. The lovely glass. Glue it to the frame. And then we could do a bow. I mean, you know. Wow. Yeah, right. Go into business. $70? Wow. No, I'm not going into business doing that, because I don't have enough hours in the day, most days, to do everything I want to do. And that doesn't sound like fun. That just doesn't sound like fun at all on any level. So, but I hope you enjoyed playing with Terri Sproul's mixers from Sakura Hobby Crafts with me. I really love them. They're beautiful. They're yummy. So, that's crazy that people will pay that much money for something you can do yourselves. Another cool thing, if you know, just thinking out loud, if you don't have just some, you know, decorative paper that you wanted to use, you could do the same letter. You know, you saw how the letter came when I printed it. You could do the same letter and Zentangle the inside of it. Use just a little bit of the mixers and you know, highlight colors, or use your matte pencils or whatever, and then glue the puppy on. Apparently put a frame on it, tie a bow, and sell it. It's always nice of me to bring you, easy ways to make your own art and, make a profit at the same time. So, $70. Wow. This is me. Wow. That's amazing, Jen. That's simply amazing. So, any questions? Any thoughts? Crystal lacquer, it's a good thing. It's not just for dimension and eyeballs anymore. I used it. I told y'all I used it on the card I made for Festive Friday this week. Here he is. Santa's beard and his, see if he'll focus. Come on, Santa. Here is the card. And Santa's going to focus. But Santa's beard and his hair, let's see, there he goes. That is all the shimmer pearl. And if you can see, I I secured his glasses. So you see how they're a little bit shiny right there. This card, I stamped it on the red. And then that's how opaque these are, to go back over. And then, of course, the Prismacolors are opaque. So, I did his face in flesh before I put in his eyebrows. And because you can look at his nose. You can see his nose. I left it cherry red. But I love how that turned out. And then I just used some brown chalk to pop him back out. So, different good or different bad, Vicky? So, but yeah, he's isn't that cool? I love the way that turned out. Because I just stamped him with black. So, but yeah, those are a lot of fun to play with. If you don't have a whole lot to buy, get like the metal ones. Those are a lot of fun. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see it glimmer on the picture. That was just a difficult picture to take. Sometimes glitter doesn't, So, but there's so many applications. Oh, here. I was going to show you this. Okay, here on the word kiss. The red is the red satin. And then down here on this paper flower, it also has the mixers on it. So that was also on one of my blogs. And then also here on the putty, on the resin, there's mixers on that. That's what gives the red hue on that. That was also the mixers. So, there's so many applications from using them straight, with the Sakura to just dry brushing with them. So, I like them. Like them very, very much. So, you should try them. They'll be available at a store near you soon. So, I don't know if Mommy will get all of that in the store, but she might get some, or definitely do a special order for people. So, let me find my mouse so I can do my clicking. Oh, here's a mouse. Okay. Sorry. My mouse went for a jump. It needs to be reloved here. All right. So, to recap, we had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed the show. I know I enjoyed y'all being here. I appreciate it very much. Somebody I love showed up. Melissa's. I know her. That's Sandra. So I see my own personal person I stalk showed up to stalk me tonight. So that's pretty cool. Many of the products that I wasn't using of Terri's that were just, hanging out is from Cut and Paste Memories. That's where I got my paper and all that kind of jazz. Remember that the Crafty Gig is on the 2nd and 4th Fridays of every month. You can follow me at leslieray.blogspot.com or through Leslie Ray's fan page on Facebook. Also, I'm Leslie Ray on Twitter. That's okay, Sandra. I'm so pleased you're here. It really it warms my heart. Thank you. I just took a new class on marketing, and so you might see me doing some different things with my Twitter. Be sure to notice. It'll be fun. Don't forget, we have Leslie Ray's Scrappy Challenge going on right now. This month, I'm just asking you to, make a scrapbook page and add it to the end links at the bottom of that post. This is a lot of fun. You can enter up to 4 times to be entered in the drawing for a grab bag from Cut and Paste Memories. You can enter as many times as you want, but you'll only be entered 4 times for the drawing. So, and Leslie Ray's Scrappy Gig is the 3rd Friday of the month. And so, before the next Scrappy Gig, that Thursday before, I will draw through random.org who wins the scrapbook challenge for the January-February, and we'll announce it on the show and start the next month's challenge. So I thank you all for coming. I had a really good time. I hope you did too, and I will see you in just a minute.